Hi, my name is Paul, and I'm from English A to Z, and I am here to help you pass your test with a good mark. Okay? We're talking about the listening test, and this is what I'm here to do: is give you an overview and an understanding of how to approach this test. Okay, let's look at the introduction. The listening test is divided into four sections, and the sections get increasingly more difficult as you complete the sections. So, what does that mean? It means you start and then it gets more difficult. It means you've got to ensure that you do not waste all your time on the first section. Listen to the sections carefully and make notes, as you will only hear each section once. In other words, once you've listened to it, it's gone. So you've got to really listen, be totally dedicated in listening and making notes. You can read the questions and you'll get a chance to read the questions early. The time for the test is 40 minutes and the listening takes 30 minutes. So you've got 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Both general and academic students take the same test. So we're talking about the listening test. The first two listening sections of the test are concerned with everyday social needs. Everyday needs. That could be just going to the shop, could be watching a cinema, buying something, writing an advert, you name it. All these things are included. The final two sections are concerned with situations which are related more closely to everyday educational or training contexts. There may be a section where a person is talking about an academic subject. All the listening topics are of general interest, and it makes no difference what subjects you are planning to study or what work you are trying to apply for and obtain using your IELTS. The main thing is you need this test completed at a good mark. One thing you're going to meet is a range of English accents and dialects are going to be used in these recordings, which reflects the international usage of IELTS. What it does, it makes it more difficult because English accents are not easy. I'm hoping my accent is simple for you, but this is a neutral English accent. One could argue this is a Harry Potter accent. Or we could go into the Queen if we wanted to. But the bottom line is it is an average English accent. So let's look at the listening sections. So we start with social needs conversation between two speakers. So it could be anything. They could be talking about organizing going to a cinema, or it could be applying for a job and they're talking about the job application. It can be many, many things. So do not worry. These are not difficult. The difficulty factor is the fact that you are listening. So the questions to answer are not difficult if you can understand what they are saying. So that's where the difficulty factor is, in what they are saying. So that's where you need to put your practice, listening to speakers. And I will give you an indication later on how you can do that. So section 2 is a social needs speech by one speaker. Again, one accent, so that's useful. And then he just listen. Hopefully he's not too boring, and make notes. Make lots and lots of notes of the main points of what he's saying. The main points of what he's saying. So these are the tips. Listen and make points. Section 3, educational training comes between up to 4 speakers. It makes it more difficult because it's up to 4 speakers. And more than one person means more than one accent, and up to 4 accents is not easy. So if someone's got an accent, they're not going to make it more difficult. That is the difficulty factor, an accent. And then there'll be an academic subject speech by one speaker. Again, just listen, concentrate, make notes. So you've got to, regarding these listening sections, you've got to make notes about every single one. Try and read the questions before they start. If you can read the questions before the section starts, you've got a benefit because you know what the questions are, and you're looking for the answers in listening to what they have to say. So that's what you need to do. Read the questions, understand the questions before they start. So let's look at a little bit more detail. Section 1. In the first section, there will be a conversation between two speakers. We've already said that. For example, a conversation about travel arrangements, booking accommodation, or decisions on a night out. These are the sort of things you do in your normal life at home, in a different language, in your native language. Now you're having to do it in an English language. Just makes it more difficult. You're having to listen to two speakers in English, two different accents. The second section is a monologue, so at least we're back to one accent. Be set in an everyday social context, for example, a speech about student services on a university campus, or arrangements for meals. Nothing difficult here, nothing difficult. This is easy stuff. The difficulty is listening to the person and understanding what he is saying and understanding how to answer the questions that you have in front of you. So you've got them in front of you. It's not that difficult. You're just listening and watching. Section 3 is, this is where it starts to get more complex, because it's up to 4 people. And we all know what that means, up to 4 different accents. For example, these can be talking about a conversation between a tutor and a student about an assignment, or between 3 students and a tutor. So again, it's many accents. Makes it more difficult, but the content is actually not difficult. The final part is about a monologue. It's a lecture or talk of a general academic interest, such as a university lecture. They're not difficult to listen to. It's just that you need to check the questions and look for the answers while you're listening. As long as you understand the question and you can look for those questions while you're listening, it becomes easy. So what sort of questions will there be? There will be multiple choice, 1 of 3, not difficult. You got 33% of getting the right answer without knowing anything. So you're well on your way to a pass. Short answer questions. Again, they're fairly simple as well, because again, it's a short answer. But you will be asked to use 1, 2, or 3 words, probably 3. Do not give them 4 or 5 or 6. If they ask for 3 words in the answer, or 2 words and a number in the answer. Sense and completion. Read the sentence, and that will give you an indication of what you're looking for when you're listening. So sentence completion should be easy, because all you look at the sentence, read the sentence, get the context, and you go, okay, so that's what I'm looking for, and then listen. It's done. Notes, summaries, diagram, flowchart, table, all these are simple stuff. As I said, the difficulty factor is the fact you're listening. Labeling a diagram which has numbered parts, classification and matching. If there's something that is different on the test, you'll be given instructions exactly how to answer it, and how the difference is. So if you're given an example of an unfamiliar question types, full details will be provided so you can answer it simply. During the test, you'll be given time to read questions before you answer them, and then check your answers at the end. So it's simple. Read the questions and then listen for the answers. Read the questions, listen for the answers. As long as you understand the question, the answers will be told you by the person talking. You can enter your answers on the question paper as you listen or when the tape ends. You've got 10 minutes allowed to transfer. So what I would do is make notes and put answers I think on the answer paper, but don't go mad. Don't go mad. Don't waste time, because time is your biggest enemy. And thank you for your time. And I hope you've enjoyed what you've heard. And if you have, please subscribe to this channel, ring the bell. It will help us. We offer virtual face-to-face tuition. Use the link below this video to book your lessons. You take care and thank you.